So you've been digging around in astrology. You kind of just, getting your feet wet, and you've heard about your big three, but you're not really sure what that means. Well, don't worry. In this video, I am going to be explaining what your big three are and what they actually mean. And so, if you are new to my channel or any of my videos, content here in social media land, I am Catrice Daniels, the Natal Chart Navigator, and I help open-minded individuals navigate their lives by using their natal chart. And so, I'm gonna jump right into it. So, your big three are your sun, your moon, and your rising sign. Okay, and so you may have just started digging around, just learning about natal charts or just learning about astrology. And so you may have already known your sun sign, right? That's the sign that everybody knows. When somebody says, what's your sign or when's your birthday, they're asking for your sun sign, okay? Now, everybody may not, feel like they relate to their sun sign. Like, I am a Virgo sun sign, but for the longest time, I didn't relate. I didn't feel like a Virgo. I felt like a Libra, but I am a Virgo. And so, it may seem like, you are something else when you're really not. Well, you may be relating to either your rising sign, or if you're like me, my sun sign is at the very tail end of Virgo. Like, had I been born 35 to 45 minutes later, I would have been a Libra. So because I'm so close to the transition into the new sign, I have some of the traits and energies of the Libra energy. Okay, so that's one of the reasons why I felt like I was a Libra. But let's go ahead and jump into this, okay? And so, again, the sun sign. The sun sign is that's what everybody says, your zodiac sign. Like I said, that's the sign that everybody knows, because you only need your date of birth to find that sign. Okay, and so the sun represents your identity, your sense of self, and your ego. Okay, and so the sun sign is what motivates you, it's what drives you, and it can also show how you express yourself. Okay. And so, like I said, you may not feel your sun sign right away. You may not relate to it. But as you, become more confident, then you will start to, and you grow into yourself, you will start to feel the energy of your sun sign, okay? And so, if your sun sign is in a fire sign, fire signs are Sagittarius, Aries, and Leo. You have a strong personality. You're straightforward, and you're outgoing, and you're loyal. If your sun sign is in the earth signs are Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. You are hardworking, you're responsible, you're realistic, and you're dependable. Now, if your sun sign is in an air sign, okay, though that is Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, you're social, you love learning, and you're always thinking and doing something. And if your sun sign is in a water signs are Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, then you are very intuitive, you're nurturing, and you can be introverted. Okay? And so, this is another thing, because this is something that's really, really popular. And until I really started like getting into astrology, really digging into it and learning, I used to think this way. So if you think this way, don't worry, it's okay. um, the cusp signs, right? A lot of people say, "Oh, I was born in between signs," which my little story earlier. I told you I didn't really resonate with Virgo. I always felt like I was a Libra. Um, but like I said, because I was at the time of my birth, the sun was literally leaving Virgo and moving into Libra. So had I been born about 45 minutes later, my sun sign would have been Libra. So I have that feel of the Libra energy, even though my sun sign is actually Virgo, okay? And I have personal planets in Libra, so that's where that Libra energy comes from. But that's a whole nother video that I'll get into later, okay? And so, like I said, the sun's not going to be in two places at once. And so, I was born at 4:05 in the morning, and so had I been born, say, 5:05, I would have been a Libra, okay? And so when you're looking up your birth chart, you will definitely need to have your time of birth in order to be, get an accurate time of, when your what your sun sign is. And so the next one of the big three is your moon sign. Okay. And so your moon sign, that represents the inner you. It's who you are when you are alone and how you view yourself. It can also indicate how you process and communicate your emotions and what you need to feel comfortable. Now, your moon sign is very important when you're looking at compatibility, or like when people are doing like synastry readings or love readings, because it tells you how you can feel emotionally secure. Okay. And so if say you're looking at a synastry reading, composite reading, and so if your moon sign is in the same element, or fire, water, earth, or same modality, cardinal, fixed, or mutable as your partner, it helps you to understand each other, okay? And I know that's a little advanced, but it's just how the moon, because the moon is our emotions and how we feel internally. And so you would have to, like, my moon sign is in Sagittarius. And so you're not going to see that Sagittarius energy when you first meet me. When you first meet me, you're going to see my rising energy, okay? That's the energy that's going to meet you when you first meet me, okay? And so if you have a moon sign in fire, which is fire again is Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, then what you need to feel comfortable is attention, adventures, and a partner or friends who care as much as you do. Okay, if you get somebody who doesn't care as much as you do, that's not gonna work. Like, and I'm telling y'all that from experience. So if you have a fire moon, they have to be in sync with you when it comes to that, or it's just not gonna work. Now, if you have your moon in Earth, in order for you to feel comfortable and what you need to nurture yourself, it would be work, routine, and stability. Because the Earth signs, that is the material plane, and they are all about stability. Okay. Now, if your moon is in air, what you need to nurture yourself and to feel comfortable is intellectual stimulation, learning new things, and social interaction. The air signs are very, very social, and so they need a lot of social interaction to feel comfortable and to nurture themselves. And then last but not least, if your moon is in water, and so again, water is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. You need alone time and you need caretaking. Not only do you need to take care of others, but you need others to take care of you as well. Okay. And so then moving on, rounding out the big three is the rising sign. Okay. And so when I first learned about my rising sign, I was like, oh my gosh, this makes so much sense. Like, so my rising sign is Leo. Okay. And so people would tell me, like, you have such a regal disposition. Like, And I didn't. I'm like, okay, I guess, yeah, like I just walk in the room. But I've been told that I walk in the room and it's like I command the room. Just by me walking in the room, I command the room. And so Leo is a sign. It's ruled by the sun. Okay, and so you think of Leo, what do you think of? The lion, right? The lion is the king of the jungle. Like, think about the first thing that I think of when I think about Leo energy is the Lion King. When Mufasa walks through and everybody like bows and come, get out the way because Mufasa coming, the king coming, right? That regalness, that so that's the Leo rising. So the rising sign is the sign that was rising on the horizon, on the eastern horizon at the time of your birth. And so when you're looking at the natal chart, at the wheel chart, the first house, that is your rising sign, okay? And so if what I'm saying here, this is a little foreign to you, if you looked at this before you looked at the previous two videos that I've uploaded, go back, look at the first one. The first one is just what is a natal chart and what is astrology. Start there and then go to where I talk about the houses and then come back to this one, okay? And so the rising sign is also known as the ascendant. And so this is the energy that you project out into the world, okay? So this is your first impression. This is how others see you and how you interact with and view the world. Now, the ascendant is super duper important because it sets up the entire chart. Because the ascendant is the first house, and then everything literally falls in line from your ascendant, okay? And so before the sun sign became popular, when someone asked what was your rising sign, they were actually referring to when they asked what's your sign, they were referring to your rising sign, okay? And it's because that's the sign that is most indicative of how you are different from other people born during your birth month and even the same day as you, right? Because I know about 4 people who are born on September 23rd. That's my birthday. And totally different. We're all totally different, right? Totally different. Some are Libras, some are Virgos. Like, it just depends on what time you were born. Again, I was born at 4:05 a.m. and so the sun was making its way out of Virgo. And I came in like, darn it, I want to be a Virgo, so I shot through, right? So if you were born, most of the other people that I know, I don't know anybody born on the same day as me that is a Virgo. They're all Libras, right? But the sign that was rising as I was being born was Leo, right? And so this is because the rising signs change very frequently, every 2 hours, right? And I know this to be true because when I'm pulling charts, I'm looking at charts for people, I can see how, say at 3:40 in the afternoon is Taurus, and then somebody else whose chart I'm pulling is that same birth date, maybe 2 hours later, is a totally different, they're like a Gemini rising, okay? And so this is why you need your exact birth time in order to know what your rising sign is, okay? So in order to actually pull your chart, you need your time of birth, your date of birth, and your place of birth, okay? You must have all 3 pieces of information. If you do not have all 3 pieces of information, your chart is not going to be accurate. It's not going to be as accurate as it can be, okay? And so what you see when you see the horoscopes that everybody look at, those are written for your rising sign. because they use the ascendant to figure out where events are happening in your chart. Okay, the ascendant, the first house, sets up the entire chart. It sets up where the planets and luminaries are placed in what houses, and where they're placed in what houses. Those are going to be where you give more attention to in this lifetime. Now, it's not that you don't, you give all the houses attention, right? Because they all play a part in your life in this experience. However, the ones where there are placements are going to be more of a focus for you. You're going to have put more focus on those areas. But you still need to know the entire chart, because the whole chart paints the picture. You need the whole chart and not just the houses that have the placements in them. Okay, and so depending on your rising sign is how you come across. So if you are a fire rising sign, fire again is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, you come across to people as energetic, extroverted, and competitive. Okay, if you are a earth rising sign, you come across as determined, grounded, and even keeled. If you are a air rising sign, you come across as curious, talkative, and restless. And if you are a water rising sign, you come across as emotional and quiet. Okay, and so you got to know your full chart and not just your sun sign. Okay, and that is to understand all aspects of your personality, because they all go together. Okay, now some people identify more with their rising or their moon sign than their sun sign. It just really depends on you as a person, and it also depends on the other placements in your chart. And so, like for me, I identify more of the fire energy, because I am a Leo rising, Virgo sun sign, Sagittarius moon sign. Okay, so I have that double fire, and then I also have about 4 other placements in Sagittarius. So the fire energy in me is strong. Okay, and so just depending on what placements you have in your chart, it just depends on how you will identify. All right, and so plus, once you know your rising sign, then you can start reading your horoscopes accurately. Right now, what I can say is that for me, when I read all 3 of mine, right? I do, because the rising might for me, and it's just how it works for me. The rising sign may be accurate this month, but I could read for the moon, and that might be more, that horoscope might be more accurate, or they both might be accurate, because it just depending upon what's going on. And when you have transits, and that's something totally different. That's a little more advanced, but I'm only telling you this so you can see how, because the planets are, they're constantly moving. So where they are now versus how, where they were when you were born, plays a part in how things are interacting out in your life currently. Okay, so I read for all 3. Okay, so I hope you found value in this video. If you did, you can go ahead and give this video a like, share it out so that others can find value as well, and then subscribe. Go ahead and subscribe and click the bell so that you get notifications every time I upload a new video to the channel. All right, also, if you want to get a reading done with me, the information for booking a reading with me is in the description box below. And so take care, have a great one, see you on the next video.